Michael Hernandez here with MLH Media Sports News on the Roll, and I'm here with Kaleo Lagapa, one of the funniest, one of the best MMA fighters in the Salinas area, in the California area. One of the most fun fighters you're going to get the chance to watch. So, Kaleo, how are you doing today, man? You obviously always have a great energy in the ring, so I see you smiling. So, how's the day going so far?
Going good, man. Had a good morning workout and had this interview coming up, so I was in great spirits. And yeah, man, just been working hard.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I've seen kind of some of your work that you've been posting on your social media, as well as some of your training partners as well, the Bonilla brothers. So did you want to
Yes,
talk about
sir.
that a little bit more? You guys are both from that Salinas area, so what would you say that impact is training with them? I mean, I know they're in that smaller weight class, but they're still some absolute dogs, so
Oh,
I'm pretty sure you training with them every single day increases your skill level as well.
oh, definitely. Yeah, those are two dudes I'm honored to roll with. It's not every day you walk into a gym and get people with that skill set and get to train with them. They've definitely worked me harder than I've been worked before, and it shows in the ring. We always just go in there and work with each other and try to get better and be humble. Uplift each other. And regardless of the result in the octagon, just always, staying true to yourself and true to the sport.
Yeah, most definitely. And I feel you do a really good job of that, of just staying open and really just letting yourself free in the octagon and kind of just letting your personality free, bro, because you were super you're super you're super attracted to the camera in the sense where it makes it like super easy to shoot you. And I'm just as a guy that's had to shoot you before, I'm like, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna get a good post fight interview out of this guy. So
Oh
it's always
yeah,
an honor. It's always an honor to get a step in the ring with you, man. But to talk about your in ring presence a little bit, you got a killer left hand, and I mean, it's been pretty evident in these fights that we've watched. I mean, the one guy that you did lose to, it was kind of a little bit of a grappling match, and even then, I
yeah,
mean, that was a hell of a fight, a great match, and that was your first ever MMA fight. So,
yes, sir.
what would you say for your upcoming matches? Or something, that some goals that you had set, because I see you're very motivated, you keep on continuously posting every single day that you're training and you're in the gym. So what's something that you're doing in these upcoming fights or in your training regimens to try and make sure that you're at the top of your level and that you can perhaps go to that pro level?
So I like to start small, with just my little things like what I do in the morning, my habits, what I eat. The music I listen to, I like to be very aware of just, the things I say out loud. Um, I really don't have a set goal for a fight, really. You know what I mean? I don't go in there expecting something. I go in there with the idea that, this person has trained hard as well and that, they're going to bring their heat, but, just got to trust that, you can handle their flames and you're going to burn them and melt them. And I think that is evident in what I do. But realistically, I don't really set any goals for a fight. I just like to be consistent through and through. I like to do the same thing um, on a pretty consistent habit while still adding in some new things, learning things from other people. Um, yeah, it's pretty simple. Just stay healthy, stay happy, and stay coachable. I would say. That's definitely the biggest goal for me is just staying coachable and staying humble, not getting too big headed, and like switching up on coaches and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, and you've kind of stayed true to your word, and I mean you've stuck with that same team. I wouldn't want to say Team Bonilla, but I believe it's Team KK. Could you help me out with
Team
that?
take flight.
Team Take Flight. There we go. Sorry, there's so many. How long have you been training with them?
I've been training with them for going on a year, just about. Yeah, it's been about a year.
Been about a year. Okay, for sure. So how did you first get into MMA fighting? Because I mean, obviously that niche is kind of it's a little unique. I mean, for most
Yeah.
people don't just kind of just stroll into the MMA world. So did you have a little bit of an influence? Was there any reason in particular you tried it out?
Yes. So actually, I had been not doing MMA per se, but I grew up around. I grew up. My family members were watching UFC when it was first kind of conceived. So I had been introduced to the sport at a very young age. You know what I mean? Back when when it was still illegal to do MMA in states like Nevada, California, and New York, I believe, at a time. So I've been into the sport my whole life. You know what I mean? I mean, I've been watching since fucking Matt Hughes and BJ Penn. You know, so it's been something that I've known of my whole life. Like my cousins have done jujitsu, things of that nature. Growing up, me and my friends, we always used to throw the gloves on and just go spar in the yard, man, like just hours on end. And it was just always something I was into. And I actually was, kind of didn't really know where I wanted to go in life. And I told myself that I would try it. I was like, hey, I want to try, thinking of trying MMA, but I had never really brought myself onto taking myself upon that. And then I had ran into my friend Christian Antonio. Um, and I'm good friends with him since back in high school. And he actually introduced me to the gym. And I just went and fell in love with the people and the atmosphere and the culture that they build. And, like I said, staying consistent. At first, I didn't really go into it wanting to compete. It wasn't a goal of mine. I just wanted to go in there and become a better person in life. And everything else just kind of opened up. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Um, like you said, I turn it on in the ring, hence the name Kill Switch, man. Like flip that switch and I'm a whole nother person. Um, it's amazing, man. I love this sport. It's truly an art. I think people overlook the art in the term arts and the word mixed martial arts.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And that's something I've touched on in a couple of my previous interviews too. And it's funny that you had mentioned that too, because the person that I talked to when I'd seen at the 559 fight event at you guys were going to fight. It was going to be Isaac Johnson and you, and I was so excited for that fight because that was going to be such a good
Dude,
fight. But Isaac, he had some injuries, and I got to talk to him there. And when we were talking, he was like, yeah, you should really talk to that kid, Cam. He's a great young guy. And I'm like, I really did love his fighting style. And I love talking to you in the ring. I'm like, that's a good idea. I was like, if I see him on social media, I'm for sure going to reach out. So I'm very happy that I was able to get a hold of you and get into contact with you for this interview. But
dude, I'm
yeah.
happy to see you, man. I see that interview you did with Isaac. You had a little Skittles beanie on. I was like, man, I'm gonna be on this interview one day. Look at me now.
Yeah. Hey, no, I'm most definitely happy to host you, my man. But you know, just to talk about your future fights, I mean, you're young into your fight career. How old are you at the moment, if you don't mind me asking?
22.
You're 22 years old. So I mean,
Yes, sir.
the world is your horizon, as the old saying goes. And
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure you're looking to push forward in your MMA career. So is there a title push you're perhaps looking to do? Because I mean, those Bonilla brothers, they're stacking up those titles
Yeah,
on their on
yeah.
their in the Team Take Flight gym and on their shoulders. I can't even say shoulders because they have like two or three of them. So I don't even know they got room anymore. So are you kind of looking to
Yeah.
go down that same route and kind of take a couple of titles of your own?
You know what? I would definitely love to have a title shot. I believe if the opportunity presented itself, hey, why not? I think I've proven that I can go in there and swing with the best of them. Zach Rodriguez, he's no joke. He was a belt holder at one point. You know what I mean? And went in there, and obviously, we seen that result. And so I thought to myself, hey, if my coach thinks I'm ready, then I'm ready. But if he doesn't think I'm ready, then I guess I'm not ready. And I'll humbly accept both options. And regardless of if I, get a title shot or not, I'm going to continue to work hard and just keep doing what I've been doing. Like I said, I just like to fight, man. That's really it. I just love this, truly, from my heart.
No, you're going to put anybody in front of you on the floor, and that's a great attitude to have, and just keep on taking those fights. And it kind of reminds me of that Leon Edwards Rocky S story. It's like I'm gonna keep on taking these fights, and no matter what, I'm gonna be champion one day. And
Yes,
so
sir.
you keep on working, and I know you're gonna get to that top pinnacle, man. But what is something that maybe these MMA fans wouldn't know about Cam, about Kill Switch? Is there a job you maybe do outside of the ring, or is there a hobby you like to do? Maybe what is something that these fans wouldn't know about the Kill Switch that you would want them to get a little peek at?
Yeah, I don't be as crazy as I come across. I'm very relaxed. I love to swim actually. I'm an adamant swimmer. Um, I swim a lot in the Monterey area. That's where I live. Um, I don't, outside of the ring, I really don't. Outside of MMA, I have a very different type of life. I'm not. I disassociate the two very well. Um, Kill switch, the name goes deeper than just a name. I truly, when I'm in MMA mode, I go into that mode, and when I'm not, I just, I'm really laid back, I like to chill. I'm a photographer, so that's pretty cool. I get to do that stuff.
Yeah.
That's why every time I see you, I'm like, well, where Mike at, bro? I gotta give us a good shot. Know how it is.
Yeah, most definitely.
Um,
Did you have a photography page or anything that you wanted to shout out? Because
I don't have a photography page that I'd like to shout out, but the person I photograph for his Instagram is Abstract Marks with an X. He
got it.
actually makes sports memorabilia. He goes to these big old events and does all this crazy artwork and stuff. And he's actually looking to do a few shots of my recent fights. So yeah, shout out to Abstract Marks. I think he definitely deserves a shout out. But yeah, that's a good question, man.
Yeah, no, of course. I always love to see the outside look of fighters because I mean everyone tends to think that you guys get paid for these events. I'm like, no, you guys go
Dude,
into
that's
that ring and you guys
what I'm
bash it out
saying.
for the fun of it, which I feel like it's like that college football-esque like environment where it's like, okay, these guys are even more passionate about the sport because they're not getting paid. They're having to find their own sponsors. They're having to go and do a not regular 9 to 5 job. And yeah, the traditional
Yeah,
UFC fighter that's getting 10K to show and 10K to win, they're probably working a regular 9 to 5 too. But you guys are not getting that little 10K stipend at the end of it. So that's even more interesting that you do that photography route because it is, as you said, a very calm and a very it's just very relaxed. You're not
yeah.
you have to stay still. You have to, when you're editing, you're just real like chill. You're in an office. So it is kind of crazy that you
Exactly.
do turn that switch on and you're just able to get in that ring and go for those kill shots, man. Have any of your coworkers or anybody gone to your fights and been like, dude, you're like a completely different person in that octagon? Like, I'm just
Uh,
shocked.
no, actually, no. I sadly don't have too many people that be coming to my fights and stuff, but I got my coach, that's all I need. But I got my girl, she watches my fights. And when we first met, I was doing photography and stuff, and she was like kind of shook when I showed her my first fight. And when I knocked him out the first time, and she was like, "Wow, like that's you. That's the same person." Like it was definitely a lot of people, the family that do have that I'm close to, they're confused. They're like, wow, like that's crazy because a lot of people near me. Like I said, I'm very calm. I am not.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't come across like that. But it's a drug, man. When you're in there, it's like you said, we do it for free. There's no monetary value behind it. There's not like, oh, I'm getting 50 mils, so I'm gonna do this fight regardless. It's I love to fight. I'll do this whether you pay me or whether you're going to lock me in a cage, and I'm going to do this for the rest of my existence. I'll eat rice and beans for the rest of my life and do this. Like I just love the art. I love what it brings. I love how it brings people together. I love like before the fights. Pretty cool to be in the the color rooms, and you just see all the other fighters warming up, and you're all kind of just in there hyping each other up, and it's like wow, like I feel like we're all just people, like what I mean. Outside of this, I think a lot of people seem to think that a lot of us are robots. Like we just go in there, and we just fight. We're just in fight mode all the time. It's like, no,
Yeah.
man. Work-life balance, I believe, is a real thing and a true key to success for anybody who really wants to be successful. So,
Yeah, no,
really
most
try to.
definitely. I'm so glad you touched on that because I feel like there's so many people that get lost in that fighting world, like how you said, and it's just all fight, fight, fight. But in all reality, you need to have that switch, and maybe not to your S where you're able to just go in that ring and just, man, it's crazy. And I recommend, I'm gonna definitely put it in the recommended for any of the fans who haven't got the chance to watch some of your fights. Trust me, it's not gonna take long for most of your fights because I mean they end in under what 4 or 5 minutes, so you can
Yes,
watch his
sir.
fights pretty quick, and they're very entertaining. Um, and we're very excited for your next one. Do you have an announcement on your next fight? Do you kind of know when you're looking to get in the ring next, or is
Yes, so I'm currently looking to fight on March 4th at Valley Fight Series for their light heavyweight title. We currently don't have an opponent, but we're looking for one. And whoever it is, I'm just to whoever's watching and any future fans, current fans, you can expect a really good bout, a well fought bout, a well thought out bout, and I appreciate everybody who watches. I appreciate Mike for putting this on, and look forward to March 4th. That's all I'll say.
No, I'm so excited for that, man. That's gonna be a huge card, the Valley Fight Series, and it's gonna be in Hanford, I believe.
Yes,
It's
sir.
gonna, I mean, it already has a couple of bangers fight matchups. I mean, it has a flyweight title. I believe that's gonna be Tyler Miller, and then they have David Mariscal fighting for the welterweight championship, I believe, and now you at light heavyweight.
Yeah,
I'm for
dude.
sure gonna have
Facts,
to get
bro.
my tickets. So it's gonna most definitely be a great event. Are any of your Team Take Flight members also going to be on the card with you? I know the Bonilla brothers have fought for the Valley Fight Series promotion before. Were they perhaps going to try and get another title? Because I know that they had those previously.
To my knowledge, I believe I am the only person from my team that's fighting on the card. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else is fighting. But to my knowledge, I'm the only person fighting, and I'm very excited. It's gonna be a stacked card with some good fights.
Yes, that's such great news, Kaleo. I'm so happy about that for you, man. I really hope that
Thank
that
you.
title propels you into greater stratospheres and just shows that you can, that you can have that championship esque, and hopefully you're like your Bonilla brother counterparts where you're toting a bunch of titles pretty soon. And I'm pretty sure with the way you work and the way your work ethic is, man, you're well on your way to that. So just
Thank
the
you,
last question, just the last couple of questions here, because I know your time is valuable, and I really appreciate you joining me here today. But
dude. I love it. I love it,
you
man. You can
know,
interview me whenever you want, bro.
hey, I appreciate it, brother. Um, so when you fight out there and when you go in the ring, is there anybody that you're going in there and you're just like, this is for them, because every fighter has a real motivation to them, a true like, okay, this is who I'm fighting for. This is for my family. This is for me. And I know you've touched on it, it's a little mentally clarifying for you, but is there anybody you're going in there for specifically that you're just, really hoping like, man, I'm hoping you see this. Like, I really want you to see this KO tonight?
Man, yeah, yeah, yeah. I do it for my grandpa. Um, didn't really have a father, so he was my father figure, and so he passed away. Um, and so every time I go in there, I'm just like, look, bro, I know you had Alzheimer's, so you never got to see me grow up. It's like, I know you can't see me now, but you couldn't see me then, but you can see me now. And I'm pretty damn good at this job. So I hope you like it. And like the stars shine bright every time I'm in there. So I know he's loving it. And when you guys see me point up, that's what I'm pointing to. So yeah, I really appreciate you asking. Doing it for my grandfather.
That's
Um,
beautiful. That's beautiful, Cam.
yeah,
That's
thank you,
that's
man.
absolutely that's heart touching right here. I mean, wow, that kind of just that threw me. That was because I've lost a grandparent before, and I know how deep that feels, and I'm very sorry for your loss, but
Okay, brother.
just any other words you would like to give out, any other shout outs? I know you were shouting out your Team Take Flight family else earlier, but was there anybody else you'd like to give a little bit of a kudos to?
Really just to couple back on it, Team Take Flight, Coach Berto, all my coaches over there, got to give love to them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. I want to give a shout out to 559 Fights, the whole staffing and organization out there. Every time I go out there, it's just amazing. Hotel is good, the vibes are amazing, good location. The mat always feels great. Every time I see you, I'm all gassed up, so I just want to thank all you guys for having us. I want to thank God, lastly, but not least, if it wasn't for him, I don't know what I would be in this life. And to anybody out there, whether it's MMA or whatever it is you want to do in life, just do it. Like we're primed to think that you're just supposed to live this life, just going about it, not be searching for more. Whatever it is, do it with your whole heart and do it without, what I mean, worry and stress from outside sources, and you'll be great at it. We all have the potential to be great. You just got to unlock that within yourself.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I know you're going to continue doing so. And you're going to put that on the big stage on March 4th at
Yes,
Valley
sir.
Fight Series. It's going to be in Hanford. Make sure to buy your tickets now because I know my boy Kaleo, he's going to be selling those tickets. He's always getting people in those seats. And then we got David Mariscal and Tyler Miller also on the card. So it's going to be a huge fight card on March 4th. If you get the chance to go, just go ahead and support some local fighters. Head out to Hanford, the Civic Center, Hanford Center, and yeah, let's go ahead and support some local MMA, and perhaps let's watch the new light heavyweight champion,
And the
Kaleo
new.
Lagapa. And I'm so happy that I got to talk to you today, man. Best of wishes to you,
Plus,
and I hope the rest of your week goes well, Kaleo.
thank you so much, Michael. You have a great rest of your week, and thank you for the interview, man.
Of course, brother. Hey, this is MLH Media, Michael Hernandez and Cam signing out.
Signing out. See you.